Cousin Internet. It's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show. And with me is Cousin Cody.
Hello.
How you doing, Cody?
I'm well. I'm alive.
Cody, I don't want to freak you out,
Okay.
but turn your head to the right.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry.
This is a really good visual joke too, because everybody really just heard me turn to the left.
But yeah, so turn your head to the right.
Okay.
There's someone that we've never seen before here.
I know her.
You knew? How do you know this person?
We're dating.
Okay. Well,
What?
Maybe.
Well,
It's my girlfriend.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce her, or should she introduce herself? Or
She can introduce
I'm a
herself.
strong, independent woman
she
who
doesn't
can
need-
introduce her own person.
oh, you are wearing that headband like what's her name? The
Rosie the Riveter.
Rosie
Rosie the
Riveter.
Riveter.
So
That's
that
ironically, that's her name. Cousin Rosie the Riveter.
this is your first show with us, right?
This is, and my name is Annalise, because we hadn't said that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why I said, do you want to introduce yourself, or do you want to?
I'm doing a really good job.
You-
Stop interrupting me.
I like that you said you're doing a really good jobs. She's an immigrant. We brought her in. American is her second language.
Yeah, she's marrying
Instead of
me,
English, I said American.
for her green card.
Congratulations.
This is really great.
Yeah, but you're a well-known improvist.
Ah,
I knew of you as an improviser.
did you?
I did. And then I think, like, you and I talked about it in the break room once. Like, the first time you started telling me about your improv stuff, I was like, oh, really? And this is before you guys started dating, and I was trying to get you to do the show with us.
I was reading Truth and Comedy backstage. Great book. I would recommend it by an author.
Most books are
Huh.
by an author.
Wait, you wrote a book, right?
Yes.
So you're an author.
I am.
Huh.
I prefer to say it auteur because it makes me sound more uppity. But actually, I posted something about this earlier. Like, something that's crazy is because right now I'm on KDP Select, which means it's exclusive to Amazon for 3 months before I can release it on anything else. And on that, Amazon has like information tracker that I can follow. So people that are reading it on an Amazon device, I can see how many pages. I don't know if anyone on the podcast could actually hear that. There's a drag queen screaming in the background.
Oh, I thought Goofy was legit, like in the back. Wow.
But yeah, I can see over the past couple days, 10,000 pages have been read.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like,
And there's only 4 pages.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's great. I didn't say I was
He sold a lot of copies.
I didn't say I was a good author. The book was just me promising to finish it when I released. It was an IOU book. I promised this when I actually write
all
this
those
scene.
all those page trackers that you have is for 4 pages.
I wish that'd be great because it's money. Those are making money.
Wow, he got all the way to 50% pretty quickly.
I bet you Stephen King could do that. But yeah, no, it's crazy that like 20,000 pages have been read so far. It's been about a week and a half.
Wow.
That it's been out. So I think that was kind of cool. I've been getting reviewed by people that I don't know, which is exciting.
Nice things, hopefully.
Yeah, no,
Good, good.
Everything has been good. Everything, especially like with the day that I released it, I thought, okay, well, I'll get like a few of my friends who will buy it for sure. But that was that day. There was like a big bump that day, and then nothing, and then like I just see like every day like 1 or 2 sales. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It sold a few copies in the UK, which I think is kind of neat.
That's across an ocean.
I know.
Wow.
I'm an international auteur.
Fancy. I should wore my nice bandana.
Said every girl before a date with her brother. But how's your week, Annalise?
It's been lovely.
What have you been doing?
Working, which is new for me because I'm usually a full-time student. So
When are you done with school?
in a year, after I write a long thesis.
4 pages?
Oh, yeah. Just a few more. 4 times
Yeah.
however many you need to get to 70.
What are you majoring in?
I'm a double major in psychology and theater.
Oh. I guess those go together.
Yeah.
Because actors are crazy.
Yeah. And psychology is the study of crazy. That's actually what it means in Latin.
Have you been analyzing Cody?
No.
Analyzing.
Thank you.
Oh, not that either.
4 fingers. You know what's interesting? So on the subject of psychology, I dated a girl who was a psychology major, and we were together for 2.5 years. I wrote every fucking paper that she had to turn in for 2.5 years.
Wow.
I should have gotten some sort of degree.
You did. Way to go.
Thanks.
Nice pat on the back certificate.
She's actually the girl that killed herself, so...
Wow.
Did I just make it uncomfortable? Not like right after.
No, that was really comforting. I'm really glad you put that out in the
I think
air.
I've talked about that before. I've talked about that.
Not with me off air, or I don't even know if you knew that.
Nope.
Never heard that.
So yeah, no, we dated for 2 years. She suffered from depression beforehand. It's not something I brought on, but she began drinking with her medication, which became which made the situation worse, and we ended up breaking up because I was young. I was like, I don't know how to deal with this, and whatever. She attempted suicide after we broke up. And she got Baker's acted, and I went to the hospital to see her, and then I actually, for the next few months, would go to therapy with her to make sure that, she was okay, and I was close with her family and everything, so of course I'm not going to just peace. But, and then years passed. She ended up moving to Germany. She joined the military.
Oh.
But it was a court thing, she doctor shopped to get the pills that she attempted suicide with, and the judge basically gave her the choice of joining the military or going to jail. And so she had a nursing degree, and she went and joined the military. She moved to Germany. And we talked, occasionally, good terms. She got married. Her husband had a massive drinking problem, which was a problem with their relationship. And then she stood by him during that. Oh.
She possessing you?
No, I was burping, but I
Okay.
didn't want to be gross, and instead I just figured I would let you guys visualize.
Keep talking about the suicide.
She ended up getting addicted to pain medicine, injectables. And as a nurse, that's not good. And she didn't get in trouble with work. She ended up leaving and coming back to America, but her husband was like, "Ooh, I'm not sticking around with some addict," and he left her. So that was kind of a bad thing. And then she called me when things were really bad, and I remember I was at my old condo, and I was standing in the parking lot for an hour, just kind of catching up and talking to her, and everything was okay. And then a year later, I was in my house, I'd bought my house, and I was with my ex-girlfriend. We were getting ready to go somewhere, and my ex is the one who had killed herself. How I found out was a friend of hers, a mutual friend of ours, called me and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know she was found dead this morning in her bathroom." And I was, on a conscious level, I'm completely aware that it's not my fault and that there was nothing I could have done. But I would be lying if I told you that I didn't think about it a lot. I should have reached out more. It had been a year since we talked. I could have, every couple months called her. But again, I know it's not, on an intellectual level, I know it's not my fault, but I can't help but think.
You're still emotionally tied to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So yeah.
Wow, I love comedy podcasts.
It was bad. It was why I laughed weirdly off mic was because I turned around and I noticed Mama's picture is sitting on its own frame, and it looks like we're about to have a funeral service, like a wake for her.
Well, the room is all black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it looks like, and everything is covered. This isn't supposed to be normally a place of celebration, and it's just this is Mama passed away.
We should have the funeral service for tonight. Well, this is the room we're actually performing tonight in a room we've only performed in once before. But this room is the magic room because it's where Cody and I kissed for the first time.
Oh,
it was
wow.
magical.
So no, they do a magic show in here.
And it was after you and I started dating.
Yeah, he totally cheated on you.
Sorry.
No.
With me.
Yeah. Well, at least you can pick them good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least he wasn't dating down. What? High five. All right, Cody. So anyway, yeah. Cody, what cheerful non-suicide topic? How was your week?
My week was pretty okay, actually. It was pretty relaxed. I had allergies on Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah, real fun.
Were they sexy allergies?
Super sexy. And but like my job thought I might be sick, so they just told me to stay home. And
Do
I
you have
was
sick days?
we have like unlimited like time off technically, which
Yeah.
I've never experienced in any other job I've had. So they're like, if you need to take time off, like go for it. Like we'll have other people to cover. Like that's kind of been their thing, especially because like sickness through our office has spread so quickly. Like it's ridiculous. So, but I got to spend a few days off, which was nice.
What'd you do?
Saw a couple shows, mostly just sat at home playing
Fortnite?
video games. Yep,
Yeah,
Fortnite.
I see you on Fortnite.
It's so addicting. It's sad. It's really sad.
Do you play it in front of her?
No, she's never seen me play video games.
I don't know what this is. I assumed video game.
And
It was
you know what?
context clues.
I'm kind of the same way. Like when my girlfriend comes over and she'll say like, "Oh no, that's cool. You can play it." I'm like, "No."
I feel weird because it's like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ignoring the person that's there with me. Even whenever I have friends over, like I really don't even want to play video games unless they're actively playing as well. Because
Right.
I don't know, it feels weird. Just like, all right, I'm going to just stare at this TV for a while and play something that you're kind of just watching. It's like I don't know. It feels
You have to
you feel
envision-
disconnected.
Yeah, that the Xbox is basically a hooker,
Oh.
and it would be rude to fuck a hooker in front of anyone
Right.
unless they help pay as well.
Well, I mean, they do charge a lot for
do.
fun times, and you don't get a lot of gratification out
There's
of it.
there's a Netflix movie out right now called Anon. I just started watching it about halfway through. But the premise is, do you remember the Black Mirror episode where everything you see or hear gets recorded and you can play it back?
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't?
No, we started watching a couple, but then I haven't really watched anything. Since
Oh,
the
that
two
one
we
that
watched.
one's amazing. It's an amazing episode.
Yeah.
But this movie is kind of that premise. So everyone is always recording everything you see, and it's this detective. And murders are super easy to solve because you find the body and you're like, oh, let's just scan his brain, and you can see the last few seconds. But this movie is about an assassin who is also a hacker, and they hack. Like if you were in this room by yourself, and the killer came in, they could hack your vision so you can no longer see. All you see is their point of view as they're pointing a gun at you. And then they kill you, and then basically they erase themselves from everyone's memory
Oh.
or everyone's video.
I
It's
thought
like
they just like
Animorphs.
took their brains out and you have no memory.
You took your brains out?
Couldn't you do it
I guess
like that?
would do it too, but it's kind of grosser. You psychopath.
I
Do
think
you drink black coffee?
I don't really drink coffee that much. I started the past few months out of very necessity.
Oh, just because you're tired?
I went through a week where I was in classes, rehearsals, and overnight rehearsals at work.
And you didn't try cocaine?
No. But
Why did you wink when you said no? You have white stuff on your face right now.
Wow. Oh no, my powdered sugar. Goodness me,
That's
the
what she
cookies.
calls it. She goes to Miami to get her powdered sugar.
she said the cookies.
Did you ever watch Mr. Show with Bob
Yeah.
and David?
Yes.
He had a character named Ronnie Dobbs who was famous for being arrested so many times. And on one of the it was on the the TV shows like Cops, he was getting arrested in every city, and he became famous and known for that. And they pull him out of this alley, and he's just covered from head to toe with cocaine. And he's like, "I was baking a cake for my mama." I love that show.
Did you ever watch Bob with Bob and David?
Yeah.
That was a great
It was good. It wasn't as good as the
Oh
glory
no.
days of past.
Sure, but it had some good sketches. I really liked the sketch with the where Bob and David are two detectives trying to interrogate,
So fucking funny.
and they there's one thing where it's like, what did he say? Or like they start. One of the detectives says one little thing of information, and then he
he's
goes
like-
outside or whatever, and then the other one will come right back in and say, "What did he say to you?"
Yeah, it was like he's like, well, listen, my
what'd you
partner's
tell
going to come in here, and you don't want to mess with him because he's kind of an asshole sometimes. And then he leaves the room, and the other cop comes in and starts interrogating him.
That's right.
And the guy's like, yeah, no wonder your cop said you were an asshole sometimes. He's like, he said that about me?
And he walks out and he goes, "What did you say to him?"
He's so upset right now.
And he's like, oh, well, this is just like him. Wherever the last time me and my wife did this, and then he walks out, and he's like, what did you say to him? And it just keeps going back and forth until they finally get a confession.
God, it's so good. You're just staring at us like we're crazy, but I promise it's good.
I believe you.
What are you watching right now? Like, what do
Oh.
you watch on TV or the Netflix?
What a good question. I don't much.
don't?
My family just started the 6-part Pride and Prejudice series.
That's hilarious.
It's super funny.
Did you see Precious?
Nope.
Because I felt kind of the same way. Like the funny parts weren't that funny.
She hasn't even seen Emperor's New Groove. I'm still holding a grudge about it.
I
Really?
just watched for the first time this week. I watched Incredibles.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed that. You could say it was incredible. I'm so sorry. That was terrible.
People are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be so mad that they weren't here for the show to get comedy nuggets
Oh,
like that off the
yeah.
stage.
Expect more of that brilliance.
Have you ever seen the Broadway show The Fantastics? It's okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of anything else that would fit that formula.
Yeah, I
That-
can't think of anything.
That was it.
Did you see Superman? It was Superman.
I have. That's the first in one of 4 superhero movies I've ever seen.
Which Superman?
In 1970s.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like, yeah, it started off with some good old original
I
stuff.
think one of the best superhero movies of all time is Dark Knight with where
Yes.
Heath Ledger is the Joker.
That's not one of the 4 I've seen.
You need to see that one. It's so good.
It's the only really comic book movie that I've really watched multiple times and have enjoyed. I haven't really watched any of the Marvel stuff, so like Infinity Wars and all that other stuff.
I mean,
really
those are
don't know.
great. Those are all great, but man, that Dark Knight,
So good. That whole series is really strong.
yeah. I think you have some homework.
I know so much about Batman. That's Batman.
Yes.
Okay,
That
good,
is
good,
Batman.
good.
You have to remember, all of the DC heroes are Jewish.
Oh, good. I would know.
Yeah.
Great.
The Batman, the Superman.
Hello, my name is Bruce Wayne.
I'm the Batman. This is my friend, the Superman.
You just wear yarmulkes. Underneath the masks, there's yarmulkes and
How would you? I guess you'd have the Hulk from our
I mean, I guess they're all Aquaman.
Aquaman.
So dumb.
You remember that time? The
wait,
podcast,
I thought he was Marvel.
Aquaman
is not Marvel.
Aquaman is DC.
I thought the Hulk was.
The Hulk is Marvel.
Hulk isn't
Marvel.
Marvel.
See, then he's not Jewish.
Have you seen how
Consistency.
tight his pants are?
I know.
I think he's pretty clear. But anyway, Cody, what are you watching?
I just finished watching The Orville.
How's that?
It was actually pretty decent. I was saying last week to Beth and Josh, I was talking about it. I thought the start of the episodes were really strong exposition. Like they had really good build-ups to it, and there were some really good storylines. But then it just fell immediately. Like the exposition, I remember the denouement or whatever. It just like crashed immediately.
the
It was just
Seth
easily
MacFarlane.
solved. Yeah, I mean it was still funny and charming, but I thought it could have been its own thing without some of the comedy bits it did.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was really strong, but a lot of other people that have watched Star Trek a lot more than I have, Mom, said that it was pretty close to, I think, First Generation.
Yeah.
It mirrors a lot of those episodes, so that's pretty much how a lot of their episodes are written. But there's 2 episodes I really liked. One had to do with where she goes through. I can't remember the name of the girl. She is really young on the ship, and she was dealing with the fact that she didn't save someone in time who ended up dying on the ship.
Right.
And so she puts herself through this really intense, like what do they? I can't even think of the word.
Suicide.
Nope, that wasn't it. Nope. She put herself through a
machine.
yeah, it was like a machine that it projects
Vaporizer.
things, and like
Paper shredder.
I really can't think of the word.
Washing machine.
Like a holodeck?
Yeah. Oh, like a hologram, like a whole sequence. Like it programs it out.
Yeah.
So she goes through this whole scenario or whatever, and basically it's like dealing with her worst fears kind of attacking her all at once and stuff, and like the whole ship's turning itself against her.
Yeah.
But she's just kind of locked herself into this until she completes it. It's really intense.
Like Divergent. No, okay. That was a reference for me.
If Annalise, if you were in a machine that projected holograms that were designed, a simulator.
That's the word I couldn't think of.
Okay.
I
what
didn't go to college.
What would your fears be?
My fears.
Yeah.
Being totally alone and no one likes me or remembers me at all.
How would you project that?
I don't know. Just people ignoring
Just
me.
yeah. All right.
Who's that?
Yeah, that's a $20 trillion machine. Just
so people can say mean things to me.
It's just one hologram. They just slightly changed the facial features
Yeah.
of that like hologram. It's just who's that? Just over and over. It's the only thing that says.
Cody, what would your holographic nightmare room be?
Oh, just full of roaches, spiders.
You don't like roaches or spiders?
I despise them. I
oh,
literally.
that's right. The spider that went in your car.
Yeah. Well, then I've also been finding. I found a roach the other day, and I was wearing shoes and everything. Like I'm obviously 18 times the size of this thing.
Yeah.
But my
I think
heart,
it's more than 18, but yeah.
probably. I don't know.
It's like the size of your little toe.
I went to Florida public schools.
You have 10 of those.
So it was. It still gave me so much anxiety, like leading up to the kill. And I think that's with anything, really. You know, leading up to the kill, you get really anxious. I've never killed before, so I wouldn't know.
You sounded like a killer just now.
And then I had to dispose of the body. I disposed of the roach.
Yep.
Toilet
Toilet paper in the trash? Or in the
No,
toilet?
I threw it across the field that is adjacent to the front yard that we have.
Like flush it down the toilet?
Yeah, I flush them down the
That's,
toilet.
yeah.
That's smart. But I smushed him into the ground, and I just swept him up, and then I just tossed him as far as I could because I didn't want him crawling back up from the toilet. Yeah, from hell. I imagine everything that goes into the toilet is hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
Have you ever climbed in a septic tank?
No, but we had someone come to do work at our house because we do have a septic tank
Yeah.
in our yard. And the guy dug, and he just fell in. The whole thing collapsed.
That would be the worst. That's my hologram room right there. Just falling into other people's shit. Like if it
Yeah.
was my shit, it would be one thing. But if I just like porta potties,
Oh,
I don't like porta potties.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
I knew a girl last year at Fringe who dropped her cell phone into the porta potty.
Guess what? I lost my phone. I'm not getting it back.
She wanted to get it back. Like, she was like, do you have, like, a bucket or something I could use to get in there? Like, she was convinced. She was like, let it go. Let it go. She was very tempted to put her hand into the thing. And I was like, do you know how many diseases you would get from that one swoop? I was like, you're better off paying the, like, $200 or $300 than like the years of trauma and medical bills you'll be paying later.
I could drop my firstborn child into a porta potty and say it's gone forever.
They're just going to live there. Well, and then years later, they'll make a documentary about the kid who grew up in a septic tank or a porta potty.
Turns out it gives you superpowers.
Yeah.
And he makes you Jewish. He's the
The
poopman. The poopman.
newest DC coming out 2024.
The Justice League. Poopman.
Yeah, I think fears are kind of funny. Like my actual hologram room would probably be more like yours. Like my fear is being alone. But that would make for a boring movie. Of like his worst fears come to life, and it's just me sitting in my apartment.
That's like the first episode of The Twilight Zone, though, is the guy that wakes up and he's just alone in the whole town. But he's actually going through like a military simulator or whatever. But he's legit, like he looks through every space, and he's just like he has no idea.
And it was the atomic testing site, right?
Yeah. And he was just like he kept going through every different place trying to figure out where everybody was. So I feel like that would be.
Did you see the? I'll tell you off air. It was a story idea, and I don't want anyone to rip me off.
Good idea.
Whisper it. All right, so there was this guy. You guys can't hear because you're not wearing headphones.
Yeah.
Cody eats boogers.
I did hear that.
What did I say?
You said Cody's a great guy.
You're right, I did. I did. You got me, you son of a bitch.
I knew you were talking really good things.
You got me. There was a Twilight Zone episode with a spaceship. It took off, and they ended up crashing on an alien world, and there was like no life. And one of the guys immediately, once they crashed, was like, "Fuck you guys! I'm going to kill everybody." And there's not enough supplies for all of us. I mean, that was his attitude.
Yeah.
And the captain, who was like, "Hey, listen, I'm still in charge. We need to spread out. There might be water. We need to find what we can find." And the guy who was the piece of shit guy, we'll call him piece of shit guy.
Okay.
The captain's like, "Hey, you piece of shit guy, you go over that hill. Tell me if you see any water, anything like that." And it was like a mile away or 2 miles
good.
away.
Trust him.
And he sent two of them. He sent the piece of shit guy and then like an innocent guy.
So piece of shit guy and innocent guy.
Yeah, and then he and another guy went in an opposite direction.
No female representation here?
I'm sure there was. There had to be.
Wow.
She would. Let's say that was the innocent lady.
How were they going to repopulate the new planet if there wasn't a girl?
You just keep trying.
We'll make do.
But piece of shit guy is walking with innocent guy, and the whole time he's like, "We're not going to have enough supplies. You know, we need to kill those other two so that we have enough food and water to live." And the innocent guy was like, "I don't think that's a good idea." And then, of course, piece of shit guy kills him right there before they ever go over the hill. And then he comes back, and he fights with the other two who find that he killed someone. They end up all killing themselves except for piece of shit guy, who ends up like going, "I did it, I killed them all," and he climbs up to the top of the hill and sees like a highway. They had crashed in the desert of Earth, and their cars kind of going by. That was the first Twilight Zone that I remember where I went, "Oh, damn it, you son of a bitch."
Route 66, you've never looked so murderous.
I think it was Route 66, I think.
Oh, I filmed that episode.
Did you?
I was the director on that episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What year was that?
You're right before you were born.
2000?
Yep.
Depending on when you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should probably wrap things up. Cody, what did you learn today?
I learned that holograms and other things are part of what's called a simulation.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Annalise, what did you learn tonight?
I learned that I should watch The Dark Knight along with a lot of other movies, but specifically tonight I learned about The Dark Knight.
You, the Batman?
The Batman.
You also, when you watch The Dark Knight, just know pencils are amazing.
Oh,
well, that's
yeah.
that's a given.
Yeah. Okay. And I learned something tonight, too. Give me a second. I learned that porta potties are basically the claw toy machine for really gross people. You can just reach in there and grab a baby, a cell phone.
Great places to raise a kid.
Car keys.
Just drop them into a porta potty.
I did a Savage race, which is like a 5-mile race with like obstacles and stuff. And I was there with some friends, and it was super early in the morning. And there's a line of porta potties, and he went in, and he actually pooped. And I was like, I can't do it. Like, I have to be home to poop. But he pooped, and he was like, broke it in, first one.
I mean, if you're gonna, might as well be the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the way to do it.
Did he have like a champagne bottle, like he was christening a ship?
That's what he just pooped along the side of the rim, like mine. All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. We're here every Friday night at 10 p.m. You can call 407-363-1985 to make a reservation. Find us on Facebook. Search for Mama's Comedy Show. Cody, where are you?
I am going to be at Cole this Monday doing a show called Causing a Scene.
What's the date?
It's May... I'm looking. May 21st, if you happen to be around. And
2018.
Yes, 2018 of this year. And then I'll be at Fringe as well doing the beer pouring. I'll be at the beer tent pouring beers for people.
So get a beer from Cody.
Yeah. The show at Cole's at 8 o'clock on Monday. Come see
Okay.
it.
Annalise, where are you?
Oh,
Give it-
sleeping at home. No, I have nothing coming up.
So go find her at home sleeping.
Go find my house. Be a surprise, or at work. If you frequent the Universal.
And you can find me on Twitter and Snapchat at Todders. Duty Poo Poo on Duty Poo Poo is Snapchat, Instagram, and Xbox Lives is Xbox Live. Oh, shit, I screwed everything up. Hold on. I need to. At one point, I have to simplify everything, but I can't get Todders Friday. Instagram is Todders. Twitter is Todders. Duty Poo Poo is Snapchat and Xbox Live.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you laughing at Duty Poo Poo?
Yeah, I like poop jokes.
Do you have a joke for tonight?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you have a poop joke for
I
tonight?
do.
I heard a joke today that I thought was funny. What do extinct dinosaurs and gingers have in common?
So many things.
Not enough. All right.
Oh, boy.
Also, buy my book, Inhuman, by Todd C. Farron. You can get it on Amazon. Bye.
Bye.
Annalise, you didn't say bye.
Oh, bye. Sorry.